two friends, two time zones, and a shared love of stories.
I'm Freya.
And I'm Jamie.
Bridging time zones one chapter at a time.
Welcome to Once Upon a Time Zone.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Once Upon a Time Zone. Today we have a very fun episode. We're going to be talking, it's a little bit off brand for us. We're going to be talking about some spicy books we actually love and highly recommend, which, that doesn't come around all the time for us. But, these are things like we think these are worth reading. So it takes a lot for us to say these. So these are some good books. But we do have a very, very exciting announcement before we get into all of that. I'm just going to come out and say it. I can't even hint. We are starting a book club on Patreon. So yeah, we are going to be every month picking a reading it together over on Patreon. We have 3 different tiers that we're going to be offering. So hopefully there's something for everyone over there. I just think it'll be like a super fun way for us to interact with you guys on a more personal level, really get to know your experiences reading certain books. Just having shared experiences reading the same book is so much fun. I absolutely love book clubs for that reason. And to have our community do it together, like we guys talk all the time about how much we love you. Such a little safe space on our cozy corner. So yeah, being able to have a book club with you is so exciting.
So we do have our Patreon split into 3 different tiers. First of all, tier 1 is going to be our beginner tier, I guess. This one is going to be called Long Distance Besties, which I think is just so cute because that is literally just what we are. But basically this one will give you access to our community chat. So I think with starting a Patreon, our main thing was what can we offer you more than what we already do? Because both of us do so much on social media. We post YouTube videos, TikToks, Instagrams, we have our podcast. So we're what can we introduce? And yeah, the thing we were just we decided was interactivity, community. That is definitely what we want to focus on. So yeah, our first tier is going to be a Discord community chat, and also a way for you guys to just support us, support what we're doing here on the podcast. It's a lot of fun, but obviously it comes with a lot of work. And so yeah, that's what tier 1 is. But do you want to talk about tier 2? This is where things get exciting.
So tier 2 is called the Long Distance Book Club. So you'll get access to the Discord like in tier 1. And you will also be part of our monthly book club. So we're going to have a poll every single month, and we get to all vote and decide together on the book that we're going to be reading. And it also means you have access to exclusive chats where we can talk about the monthly read together, which will be really good. So kind of just in-person updates before we talk all when we all finish it. And then you also in that tier get access to behind the scenes of us. So some real life updates, kind of like you're on our close friends story, basically. So it might just be life updates. It might be book club updates, what we're thinking of the book, just kind of behind the scenes, just little close friend updates into our lives, into our bookish lives, we'll say. So I think that'll be really fun as well. I love a close friend story. I feel like I get so chatty on there, so I'm very excited about that aspect of it.
And then our final and third tier is tier 3. So this is going to be our long distance found family. So this comes with everything we've already talked about. It comes with the Discord, the monthly book club, voting rights. But on top of that, you will also get a live stream deep dive discussion of our monthly book club pick. So this will basically be an extra episode, but in live time. So highly unedited, very, very raw, and also adding another level of interactivity because you guys will be able to join in on that and chat with us, and we will be able to actually respond to you guys in live time, which I'm so excited about because we have never ever done that. And that just feels, I don't know, like something so new, something so exciting. So that will be great. You will also have access to rewatch any of these live stream deep dives. You will have access to the entire collection in case you've missed one, in case you can't get to one, or if you decide to join our Patreon later, you will have access to all the previous months as well. And then our final thing we're going to offer in this tier 3 is also going to be live stream reading sprints. So we're going to hop on, we're going to read together, we're going to chat, just more community stuff, more close-knit bonding. And I think that's going to be fun as well, just being able to read together and keep each other updated.
That's going to be so fun. Yeah. And that I feel like being able to put something on in the background whilst you read, such a good way to just like actually lock in and get an hour of reading done or something. And also it just kind of feels like you're just sitting with a bestie, reading your books together. And, that doesn't always happen. I'm so excited about that as well. And I guess you can get live reactions depending on the books that we're reading, which will also be really fun. It's like a live action reading vlog.
A literal unedited reading vlog. Also, we've never read together. So like this is also going to be a way for us to read together too, which is really funny.
I'm going to have to like shut myself up because I feel like as soon as we get on calls together, we just chat. And so on the reading vlogs, we're going to do like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of catch up. This is what we're reading, everything like that. See what you guys are reading. And then I'm actually going to just like be quiet and read. So that's going to be like a skill for me to slowly get to know as we go throughout the months.
Because we literally can't talk. But yeah, March is going to be our first month, and because we're kind of starting for the very first time, we've actually chosen the book pick for March to start with. So our book club pick is going to be A Stage Set for Villains by Shannon J. Spann, which we talked about in our January recap episode where we talked about February releases, that we were excited about. So excited to read that one. It's like a Caraval meets musical theater, like meets stage.
Yep.
Just sounds absolutely wonderful. So excited to read that one. It's also a debut novel. So that's what we're going to be reading together in March as our first pick as we get into Patreon, get things settled in. And I hope you guys are excited. We're both so excited. If you have any questions, please definitely let us know in the comments, and we will get back to all of you guys with answers.
I'm so excited. It feels like this has been a long time coming as well. We've been chatting about this for a while. So the fact that we're actually launching it and it's happening is really, really exciting. I just can't wait to like get to know you guys a little bit more. You know us so well. I want to get to know you.
Yeah, I want to literally talk to you guys. Like, I love comments, but I want to talk to you guys in live time. And also, for those of you who, like, you don't have the budget for Patreon, don't worry. Nothing is changing. Like, we are still going to be posting the exact same amount. Nothing is changing on our podcast, on our individual accounts or channels. This is just literally something extra that we are adding on top. So, everything's going to stay the same.
Just if you, just need more content from us for whatever reason.
If you're not sick of listening to us already, here's your opportunity to listen to us some more.
No, you're so right though, being able to like chat to you guys. Like I literally replied to a comment this morning and it was somebody talking about, they were reading a book and they were halfway through it and they're like, it was Will of the Many actually. Absolutely loved it. And they're like, I can't wait for the release and I'm only halfway through the first book. And I'm like, I need you to be like messaging me with updates when you finish this book. I'm invested in your reading journey now. So that'll actually be like, I think we can do that. It'll be so much easier because on Instagram, obviously it is that like a little bit limiting. You know, I get filtered stuff all the time, like where I don't even see people's messages half the time because Instagram likes to filter random accounts and then other random like spam will get through. I don't know, but I'm excited to be a little bit more personal. So, but of course, again, if you don't want to join the Patreon or it's just not in your budget, we'll still be active on Instagram. We'll still be replying to as many DMs as we can.
Yeah, can't stop, won't stop. But that's our very exciting announcement. But we do need to do our current reads. So,
yes.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'm excited about this one. I am currently reading The Diviners by Libba Bray. So this was actually recommended by one of you guys when we did our Build Our Own Fantasy books. I was like, I want something set in the 1920s. I want a main protagonist called Evie, which is actually short for Evangeline. Love that. It is so good. It is so good. I'm about 50% through and I have not been able to put it down. I was also highly recommended the audiobook for it because apparently the voice acting was amazing. Can confirm it's amazing. The accents are wonderful. It's giving, so we're set in New York in the 20s, obviously, where in the roaring 20s, there's glistening parties all the time. Our main protagonist loves to go to a party and she moves to New York with her uncle. He owns this museum. It's called the Museum of Creepy Crawlies as a like little joke, but it's kind of about like all this folklore in the past, like kind of mysterious oddities, I would say. Ooh. So it has this like creepy kind of vibe to it anyway. And then suddenly this kind of stray of murders starts popping up. So we have a big mystery element to it. And I haven't gotten that much into the magic side of things, but we've kind of been hinting at these like spiritual, magical side of things, which is really cool. Honestly, I'm like a little bit scared. I'm very glad I didn't read it when I was younger, because one thing that is going to really scare me is like spiritual, like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but like, you know, that like creepiness of like people like talking to spirits that you can't see, or like you not having control over them, or this kind of just like spooky vibe that overtakes certain people.
Like
that
a possession
kind of vibe.
type
Yeah,
of thing?
possessions, cults, everything like that. That is playing a very strong theme in our villains, which is actually creeping me out, but like in a good way, because I'm like, oh my God, like I'm actually a little bit like nervous of what's going to happen. So I'm loving it so far. Very good recommendation so far. Really fun. Like so much fun. I haven't read a book, and I needed a book that was fun. Oh my God, after my last few reads. By the way, guys, I decided for some reason to read The Bright Years after I read Jade Legacy.
Yeah, why are you doing this to yourself?
If not, I think I've cried 3 times in the past week over books. Also, Song to Drown Rivers, few tears were shed there.
Yeah.
It's
the season.
I need like the most YA books possible now.
Hey, YA can be sad too. YA can make you cry.
That's true. Watch me pick up a YA book and it'll be like the most sad. Anyway, that's my reading update. What are you currently reading?
Wow. Okay, that actually sounds really good. I want to pick that up. But
Yeah.
I'm in between reads. So I just finished, what is it called? Love Me Today, Love Me Tomorrow, Love Me something. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I think it's called Love Me Tomorrow. I need to check my note. Hold on. What did
I don't even know the book.
I think it's quite unknown, or it recently came out. I received an arc of it, but it just came out. I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Love Me Tomorrow.
Okay, you're right.
Got it. By Emiko Jean. So this was like a magical realism YA romance. So it was kind of like a different take on the, what is it called? The All the Boys I've Loved Before, where she like writes letters and sends them out. But it felt like that in a way, where our protagonist had like a bunch of different potential love interests. Like she had a bunch of different guys in her life that was like, oh, could it be you? Could it be you? Could it be you? But basically she makes a wish that, or she makes like a request for the universe to prove to her that love is real and love exists and can be long-standing. And she starts getting these letters, these mysterious letters just keep popping up wherever she goes. And she realizes they're being sent from the future love of her life. And so as she like continues to read these letters, she like starts trying to piece together like, ooh, who could it be? So she has like these mainly 3 guys in her life, and like every time she interacts with them, then she's like, oh, is it you? Like he'll say something and she'll be like, that kind of sounds like the letter writer. But then like he'll say something else and she'll be like, oh, maybe you're not the letter writer. And so it's like just this big journey of like, yeah, who is her future love? Who is the person actually writing to her? And so I feel like this concept is just so cute. I mean, we love letter writing. We love a magical realism romance. And I think the writing in this was pretty good. I also really like YA romance for like not relying on pure spice, which is funny that I'm saying that because this episode theme is about spice. But I love a YA romance because it does need plot. Like it does need emotional connection, because that is all YA romance can do. Yeah. Right? So those parts tend to be stronger in YA romance for me. But I think some of the things that our protagonist was going through was just like, it was a little bit too young for me. Like there were certain things, I feel like YA characters do this a lot, where someone will say something to them and then our character will interpret that and just like stretch it to be like the biggest deal in the world when it's not the biggest deal in the world. I think actually, unrelated, I think Holly Jackson characters do this a lot. Or where like I mean those are thrillers, but like a clue will come in and then the protagonist will be like, oh, that A plus B equals C, and then you're in your head you're like, no it doesn't. Like it literally does not. I feel like the character in this novel was doing that, but in a
Yeah.
romance way, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
okay.
So that was a little frustrating to read, and yeah, there were parts that I was like, oh, this is like so high school. But overall, I feel like it was cute, it was tender, it was like feel good and wholesome. So that was what I just read, and then I'm about to pick up Before I Forget by Tory Henwood Hoen, and this is a literary fiction, and it's a play on memory, which we know I love at this point. But we basically follow our protagonist. Her father gets diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and so she has to move in with him and take care of him, essentially become his caregiver. But as she, moves in with him, lives with him, she realizes that as he's forgetting things or like losing his memory, he's starting to be able to see the future. So I guess there's kind of like magical realism in this too. But
That's
as he
cool.
starts like, I know, right? Like what a cool idea.
Yeah.
As he starts like predicting stuff that'll happen in the future, like it forces her to come to terms with certain things. And so it's the story of like, yeah, kind of like the battle of like losing memory, but being able to see the future. And it's supposed to be kind of like darkly funny, but also very emotional. I'm excited. I love a good memory book, like a play on memory. So
Yeah.
I'm into the
I
concept.
like the sound of that. Keep me
Yeah.
updated on that one. What was some fun reads for you? A bit of like a break after your Pierce Brown.
I know, yeah. I'm like, okay, I need to like stay in this world. I've been in space
Yeah.
for like weeks.
Yeah.
I need to ground myself and
Ground.
like,
Yeah, I'm getting it.
yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it gets to that point.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if this book, Before I Forget, will make me cry. I feel like it sounds like a book that might dig a little deep into the emotions, but at least we'll be on Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Look, yeah. Well, I feel like Alzheimer's, as soon as that's a part of a character, I always get so choked up. Like it's not okay. So good luck with that one.
Best
You're
of
just
luck.
taking after me for this.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's my turn to just like cry all
Yeah.
the time.
I literally I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if I've been extra emotional recently, but I have just been bawling over characters. Like, usually I just get like a few, like theatrical tears that will come down, but I have been like a mess over, oh my gosh. Speaking of a mess, this is actually a really great, we've got a few things to catch up on, guys, by the way. I'm so sorry. This is a really chatty intro. But speaking of crying, this has all happened in the past week. This is a good segue into Wuthering Heights. The movie came out, and let me just say, I've talked to a few people because I feel like a lot of people saw it in the past weekend, and I've talked to a few people who have seen it. And if you haven't read the books, please do not go into this thinking it is a Pride and Prejudice romance, because it is not. It has been marketed as that. It is not. And I had so many people who haven't read the book go into it thinking that, and then coming out going, what did I just watch? And I was like, yeah, babe, that's not your fault, but I'm sorry that happened. But just overall, that would, if you're interested in seeing this, I do want to say, just go see it. Like, don't let the negative comments get to you, because I feel like there's been so much negative feedback on it. And look, there are definitely points, as someone who has read the book and loves the book, like loves that gothic, I would say love story. It's not really a love story. Obsession.
Yeah.
Obsession relationship story.
Obsession. Yeah.
Yeah. I do think it's not like the book, but I do think it's a kind of, in a way, it's a really interesting creative take on Wuthering Heights. And look, I love Margot Robbie. I loved her in it. I thought she kind of made Kathy that annoying protagonist that she is, because she's quite a funny protagonist, to be honest. She's not like your typical Jane Austen kind of main lead. Like, she's honestly quite selfish, and
she is. Like, in the book, she
and
is.
Literally, and she thinks of herself very highly. Doesn't really think for other people. Doesn't cross her mind. So I think Margot Robbie actually did that quite well, because I was hoping that they were going to capture that side of Kathy. I was like, I hope that you make her really annoying, because that's what she is in the book to me. So I do think that was done quite well. But so many thoughts, and it's just such an interesting thing to see such classics adapted. Which I did want to ask you, do you have a favourite classic that's been adapted to film? Because I was running through all classics that have been adapted. And I was like, wow, it really is like a hit or miss half the time.
Yeah. I mean, like, Lord of the Rings
Yeah, do we count them in
is
here?
technically a classic. It's a fantasy classic.
Yeah.
I really liked the Anna Karenina book and movie.
Yeah.
I think those were done really well. Little Women obviously is great in all forms, all
Yeah, that was
adaptations, all
great.
forms, everything. Pride and Prejudice, I think, I love the movie a lot more than the book, but I am gonna give Jane Austen another try.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are the
It's
ones that are
just,
coming to mind.
yeah, I feel like it's really funny because I feel like Emma, I don't know if you've read Emma by Jane Austen,
I haven't.
but I've seen both adaptations and I didn't really love either of them. I do feel like, though, the best adaptation I've ever watched has got to be The Great Gatsby for me. I
Oh,
thought they did.
of course.
Like, that was the one that popped into my mind. I was like running
Yeah.
through after watching that. I had so many thoughts and I was like, classics are so hard to put into, like, to come across in modern cinema because obviously times was so, like, Wuthering Heights was written in 1847. Like, of course.
Wow. Yeah.
Of course it's going to be so different. And I do think some of the changes they made, like making Isabella older, I understand why they did that, considering what her character goes through. I think it would be quite hard to see such a young girl, like, on screen. So, like, I do understand some of the creative choices that were made. But, yeah, then I was thinking of Great Gatsby, and I was like, honestly, I can't think of, like, one thing that I didn't like about that movie adaptation. I was like, they captured that so well, like, the narration style of it, the glittering, talking of glittering 20s, like that. Oh, I loved it.
You're
Anyway,
making me want to watch it again.
it's so good. I always, like, forget how good a movie it is and, like, how
Yeah.
visually stunning it is.
Everything. So, like, even the scene with all, like, the fabrics just, like, falling, like, that's the one that just came to my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
that was gorgeous.
And I feel like symbolism was such a strong theme in the book, and the fact that they translated that to the movie was wonderful because that's something that I feel like doesn't always get subtly transferred. Sometimes it's a bit too obvious and you're like, I get what you're trying to say here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good one. Wuthering Heights, though. Back to Wuthering Heights. We were just discussing before we hit record, but it is a movie that I feel like I will not watch just because like, I've heard so much about it. I just don't feel the pull to watch it. I feel like I don't need to.
I feel like it's definitely one I would be like, if you really enjoy the book and have a really special place in your heart for the book and the tragedy that Cathy and Heathcliff's story is, I wouldn't watch the movie. I think if you want to watch the movie and just like out of pure curiosity, which is what I did, and like
Yeah.
honestly, I said to Jamie, I thought it was visually really great. Like, I think they captured the setting of the moors really, really well. And like the costuming wasn't necessarily accurate to the period, but it was really fun. Like, it was really, like, I loved that creative element of it. But yeah, I think if you're a lover of the classic, and like, it is really hard to translate how gothic and dark Wuthering Heights is. And again, I don't think many people, like, that has not been communicated in the marketing, how
Not at all.
tragic this story is. Like, I would not call it the greatest. Like, this is not a love story. This is toxic love. This is
We don't go there.
obsession. Like, it's not a love story. So, which I do kind of find funny. I've seen the press a little bit. Jacob Elordi, who plays Heathcliff, has been very much like, yeah, let's not call this like a love story that we want to be mimicking. And he's like, don't yearn, just go tell someone that you love them. Like, okay, glad
Well,
you
I'm glad
agree.
he's doing that because he's
Yeah.
fighting the entire marketing of this movie right now.
I was like, they're probably going, no, Jacob, no.
Stop saying it. You're going
Literally.
against us. Oh, that's funny. All right. Speaking of toxic love, spicy love. I don't know what I was trying to do with that segue there.
Sometimes it goes hand in hand. You never know.
Yeah. Let's get into some of the spicy books that we actually enjoyed as non-spice lovers. I feel like as we were creating these lists, my list became bigger, but I think we're sharing a lot of these ones. We were saying we have a lot of like favorites in common. So The first one I want to talk about. I actually don't know if you've read this one, but
I haven't.
ooh, okay, maybe you should.
Sorry,
But
it's a book
this
for
one-
me.
yeah, this is Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. So this one basically follows our protagonist. She is a violinist, and our male protagonist is a cellist, and they are in the same symphony orchestra. I always
Yep.
get those two words like what is the difference between a symphony and an orchestra?
I think it's an orchestra, right? But like now I'm like, what would you call a Now I'm
Is
like
a symphony
questioning
like what
things.
they play? Like a
Yeah,
symphony is like the music and an orchestra is like the band.
But isn't it like symphony orchestra? Like that's also like used
It's like a type.
to describe. Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. Anyways, they play in a classical musical orchestra together. There we go.
There we go.
He is very much like the star. He is first cellist or whatever it's called. He's like the star of the show. And he also has this like on the side, he does this new age like rock cellist thing. Like he's kind of a rock star on the side. But yeah, he's very well known and she's just kind of like trying to make her way up in the ranks. And it's a romance between the two of them. Like they kind of start like not really knowing each other, or she kind of like holds this grudge against him because he has all this like star power and everything's handed to him and everything. But when I tell you, the spice in this was so good. Like it was so good. And I'm talking about like the cello was involved. Okay? Like we're talking like the cover of this book, you'll see it if you're watching this episode like on video, but like she's sitting there, he's teaching her how to play the cello. He's like doing that thing where he's like sitting behind her and she's like in front of him and there's like the cello in between their legs.
So it's like instead of like playing pool like they do in like the chick flicks, it's like the cello.
Yes. Yeah. But there was something about the way that this spice was written that I was like, oh my God, this is so good. And like, as someone who just like doesn't like spice, makes me feel uncomfortable a lot of the time, I was eating this up. I was like devouring this. I was like, this is doing something to me.
Actually, what might be good, like, because like some of these are spicier than the other. What would you give this spice level rating?
I want to say like it's at least a 3, maybe a 3.5. I read it like 2 years ago, so like maybe my spice meter may have changed, but like there was a good amount of spice in it, like quite physical, a lot to like do with instruments and stuff, and there was something about like pairing also like because they were playing the music too while this was happening and kind of like paralleling the like what is it called, like the crescendo of like the song to like, you know.
I'm blushing.
I know. I'm like literally like, oh, it's getting hot in here. Like it was so good, guys, and like trust me, as like someone who doesn't like spice, this one got me.
I'm so curious now. I'm so curious.
Yeah, I have heard though, like from people who actually play instruments, like they kind of hate this book because it's so like not accurate, and I'm like,
yeah, okay,
totally get that for you. So fair. I have no idea how to play the violin or the cello, so like for me it worked.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'll be in that same boat. I don't possess those skills, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm so curious now though.
Yeah, if you want a good time, pick this one up. It feels very fan fiction-y. Like I was never really big into fan fiction, but like reading this, I was like, this feels like it could be a fan fiction, but in like such a fun way.
Okay, I kind of love that though, a bit nostalgic, you know? Like the vibes of that. Oh, okay, I'm curious now. I was just talking about the other day on my reading vlog that I'm really like in need of a romance book. I haven't read a romance book in a while, so... And I like was out of recommendations as well. This is a great video for me. Actually, guys, I'm just being selfish. This video is for me.
Yeah, we're doing all
I am
this
taking some recs.
No, this one was so good. Yeah.
Adding that to the TBR. Okay, my first one. We all know that Jamie's not going to like this one, but so this one is for you guys. To be honest, the entire Windy City series by Liz Tomford, but specifically The Right Move and Rewind It Back. So The Right Move is the second book. Rewind It Back, I think it's the 5th. the fifth book in the series. Now, these are interconnected standalones, so technically you could read these as like a standalone. Like you can just jump into the series anywhere. And it is kind of like, I think if you don't love sports romance, just read them as standalones, just like pick the best ones out. But if you do not mind a sports romance, reading them all together is really fun because you get overlapping characters. You see like one relationship that started at the beginning of the series in your last book and like see how far they've come. So it is really cute to have that kind of found family aspect. But the right move stuck with me specifically. This is actually a basketball romance. First one I ever read. Is there that much sport? No, there is not. So that's probably another reason I enjoyed it. But we're basically following Ryan, who is a pro basketball player. I can't even I can't even remember that much. We're also following Indy, and it basically is like, oh my God, why am I losing my train of thought? Forced proximity. That's the one I was trying to think of. I was trying to think of our tropes. Forced proximity type situation, and just the banter. The banter between these two characters is so good. Like they just bounce off each other so well. There is so much chemistry between them. And I feel like as you kind of said with YA books, like there has to be that side of chemistry, where there is with adult romances, I feel like they can just jump to the spice quite quickly and it doesn't hit because there isn't that chemistry. But in this, I was blushing reading this book. I was giggling and kicking my feet. Just the way he respects her and I don't even know how to describe it, but the way he worships her, but not in a obsessive way. Like it's pure respect and just love. And they kind of fight it for a while, and I love it. I love it so much.
I'm actually kind of curious about these ones. As a non-sports romance lover, I feel like I've gotten actually a lot of recs for this series in general, and everyone's been saying that I would actually like these.
I do love the writing. Liz Tomford is a great author in my opinion, and they're so easy to read, but they also have a bit of depth to them. They're not just sports romance. And I feel like the sport aspect is just that we're following pro sports players across different teams. And I think we're in New York for this one. I think we go to Chicago as well. I love honestly, the found family in this is what I love as well. And I know that you're a sucker for a found family. So
I am. Yeah.
Maybe that's what'll get you into the sports romance.
I fall for that every time. Yeah, I have been curious about these ones. I will say, if I was to ever pick up a sports romance series, it would be this one, probably. So.
I like that. That's exciting.
That.
The first one is a hockey romance, though.
Oh.
Mile high.
Can I skip that one?
You probably could. It's my least favorite in the entire series, to be honest.
Okay.
Just read the little synopsis so you know what characters you were following in that one, and then just move on.
Just be they're together now. We'll move on.
Literally. You're great, okay.
Perfect.
No, I think you'd the right move's the second one, so you could start there.
Okay, yeah, that's
starting
not too
on a high note. Read it, please. I'm I didn't think this was a chance. I didn't think I had a chance here.
No, this one actually I have for some reason a good attitude about. I don't know why.
Cool.
It's broken all the rules.
Yeah. Let's go with that attitude.
Okay. This next one we're going to talk about, I think, is basically it's one we both love, but Phantasma / Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. We have brought this one up a couple times on the podcast before, but these are a gothic romantasy series. Phantasma follows one sister and Enchantra follows the other sister, and in both books we enter a series of deadly games, and the way the games are done, also just so much fun in the series. But this is another writing style where I'm for some reason the spice works. I think there are moments in both of these books where we'll have a spicy scene in a very inopportune moment, you know what I mean? In a very why are we doing this right now moment? This is not the time or place. And I feel there will be some parts in these books where I just kind of get caught off guard and I'm whoa, why are we doing this now? This is a little bit silly. But all in all, I just feel the chemistry in these are written so well that some parts will feel really silly to me, but I'll be okay, but I'm still in it. I'm still invested.
Yep, 100%. And I think we talked about this with Emmy as well when she was on the podcast the other week. It's interesting because it's like not, it's you kind of think it will be like a dark romance in the sense that the romance is dark, but it's more like a dark romance in the sense that like the atmosphere, the mood is very gothic and dark. And the actual romance, I feel like it definitely gives that little bit more, like because we're in such a dark, crazy setting. And it makes it that little bit more intense, I feel like, and like almost a high stakes romance. Like you're almost like rooting for your characters as like part of the high stakes plot, if that makes sense. It's a very fun situation, I feel like. Like I feel like most people who have read this thinking they weren't going to enjoy it have ended up enjoying it, me being one of them.
Yeah, both of us. And like, yeah, you're right. It's like, it's a dark romance. Like it has dark romance elements. Like it does have some, but I feel like all in all, the love interests, like the male main characters, are so caring. Like they never actually step over that line of like when it becomes like toxic, you know what I mean? Like they're caring throughout the entire story pretty much, and everything they do is led by like good motivations.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, yeah, these ones just work really well. So excited for the third book that comes out, I think, later this year. It was announced. It's gonna be great. These ones do it for me. If you want like a dark gothic romantasy. Yeah.
And we also, again, we mentioned this last time, but you'd think they're both like trials/games elements, like they've got that to them. And you'd think that it would feel repetitive, like the first one does it. So you're like, you can't do the same just with a different sister in the second one, but it works. It works so well. Like if anything, I think you were the same. Like we liked Enchantra more than Phantasma. And I did not expect that going in. I was pretty much going, I'm just here for the vibes at this point, but no. I was there for the plot and the spice. Crazy.
Was really invested in Enchantra. Like really, really, really invested. Okay.
All right. My next one, another romance, purely romance. This is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. Now, I read this quite a long time ago, but Mariana Zapata does slow burn very, very well. I've only read one other book by her, The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. That was good, but All Roads Lead Here, I thought was so, so good. It is a small town romance. We are following our main protagonist as she kind of makes her way back to this small town that has got a lot of history. Like her family used to live there. She's got a lot of unresolved, slightly traumatic history attached to this town. So it's a big thing. She's moving back there. And she basically books like this Airbnb thing, and she turns up and no one's there. And then this little guy, like little boy, comes running out. I think he's in his tweens, and he's like, oh yeah, like, don't tell my dad, we just need some extra money, so I just put this place up for rent, and she's like, your dad needs to know that I'm here. Anyway, so it's a guy, kind of, again, a little forced proximity type situation. He doesn't really like that she's there, but grumpy sunshine, I guess, as well. And I liked that these characters had a little bit more depth to them, and because it is a longer book, like I think it's 600 pages, I feel like that slow burn, it almost works as a slow burn for our characters as well. Like you slowly get to know a little bit more about them, why they're here, why they make those decisions, why they work so well together. And it is definitely quite spicy, but I thought it worked so well because like it was such a slow burn in these tiny little interactions. But by the time you got to the spice, you were like waiting for it. You were like about time. Like, oh, it hit really, really well, honestly. And it's probably one of the only like small town romances, because I feel like that's a very popular trope. It's very done in romances. That's probably one of the only ones that like I was so here for it. And I guess single dad trope as well, which I do feel like can really work sometimes. Like I think a younger character can really add, I don't know, it really adds to a story sometimes.
Like a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it makes, I don't know, your characters have a different side to them. Like, you know, they put on a happy face for the kid, or they just want the best for their kid, or however they're related. Like, I feel like it does add a good element to it. Sometimes not. Yeah. Sometimes the kid speaks like they're 25.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Which doesn't work, but this one did. So, yeah, if you need a slow burn, I do think Mariana Zapata does it really well.
Yeah. I feel like this
Yeah.
is one of the books that, like, we actually disagree on, which is funny.
Really?
I was just like, I was doing an unhaul recently, and I actually unhauled my two Mariana Zapata books because I was kind of thinking, like, I read All Roads Lead Here, and I read Wait For It by her, and I also read From Lukov with Love, and that one is the one that I've loved from
Yeah.
her.
Okay.
But the other two, including All Roads Lead Here, I feel like they're long, they're slow burn, but it's almost in a way where it's like it's not even a slow burn romance. It's kind of just like, as you said, it's like a slow burn character growth, like slow burn character
Yeah.
development. And I think just like going into the books expecting romance, I was like, where's the romance this entire time? Because like for me, when I want a slow burn romance, I want the romance, but I want the romance to be slow. But I feel like with Mariana Zapata
Yeah.
books,
Okay.
it's kind of like you're following your two characters like on their separate slow burn development arcs, and then they get together.
See, yeah, no, that makes sense because I feel like that's what I like in a slow burn. Like, I don't want them to be having, like, when I say I want little moments, I want them to accidentally brush each other's hand as they're walking into the house or
Yes.
something like that. Like, I want these tiny, tiny little moments. I don't want almost kissing moments, like,
Yeah.
or anything like that. So I
Yeah.
feel like also, I do think, because I had heard really great things about Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and that was a great slow burn, and that didn't hit for me because it felt really long and slow and a bit of a slog. So I'm also kind of thinking maybe Mariana Zapata is if you're in the mood for her, she hits really, really well.
Yeah.
If you're not, like maybe that's a case as well. I'm like, because that's so interesting. We found a book we disagree on.
Yay!
Why was this not in? I read it so long ago that it probably just slipped my mind, to be honest. I was just looking at my bookshelf for this video and I was like, I really liked that one.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't rate it like overly low. Like there were definitely
Yeah.
moments in it that I enjoyed. So I don't think it was an overly low rating, which is maybe why it didn't like hit our radars
Yeah.
of like, we disagree on this one. But yeah, I feel like the romance in this one was the weakest part for me, but like the individual
interesting.
stories were the part I liked.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Funny.
That's fun.
Yeah, I like that. Realizations. But yeah, definitely a good rec if you do want like a longer slow burn type of a story.
Yeah, only if you want a longer one because it is, as I said, like 600 pages.
Yeah. Okay, this next one is kind of a basic one, if I'm going to be completely honest, but we are Emily Henry lovers over here, so for me, I was like, what are her spiciest books? Because, like, Emily Henry doesn't really write too much spice, but I feel like Happy Place and Funny Story are her spiciest reads, I would
I'd
say.
say definitely Funny Story as well. Like, I think that when I read that kind of surprised me because I was like, oh, not like in a good way, but like I wasn't expecting this much. Like, because I feel like she usually does quite closed door romances.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. So, yeah, Funny Story was very much like lots of physical things happening. I think because the situation we're in with Funny Story is like a fake dating situation, and they, you know, it's like they get into the situations where they have to like fake date because that's the point. And so they have to like do these things physically with each other in certain times, and that kind of forced the physical connection. But the way it was written, Emily Henry can just write anything, to be honest, and I will love it. So like I was not surprised when I loved her spice. Like not surprised at all. So
literally would read her grocery list at this point. Like,
honestly, it's probably the best written grocery list in the entire world.
You're like, I wouldn't think of putting that on mine.
Yeah. How did you word this on your grocery list?
Funny Story really like actually, I that one felt almost like a chick flick in a way. Like it felt like, it felt so much. I feel like also after like Happy Place and everything like that, I was almost ready for like a more, I feel like Happy Place and Great Big Beautiful Life kind of are similar to each other. But Funny Story really like stands on its own as like a fun romance read. And of course they still have like emotional depth to them because it's Emily Henry. But like it's such a fun romance read. And I feel like people, I don't know, I feel like it's overlooked sometimes.
It is. No, yeah, it's really good. I also love that like the male main character was not like other main male characters in a contemporary romance. Like he was a little bit like, I don't want to say like rougher. Like what is the right word? Like just like scruffy? Like I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
goofy.
Goofy.
Like,
Yeah, not
Yeah.
so like brooding and chiseled and serious, like just
Hmm.
a very much more like realistic, real life kind of a guy. And I loved that about him. Like, he was a little
Yeah.
bit messy. I think he wore like Crocs. Like, I don't know, just like things like
Yeah.
that you wouldn't expect in like a love interest type of a character. I loved
Hmm.
that. And then for Happy Place, I really love the chemistry, I think, because we were in that sort of, would you call this like second chance? Would that be the
I
trope?
would. Yeah.
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 So like we have like our protagonists or main characters already knowing each other so intimately and then also having this sort of like fake dating situation thrown in there, but I think like the fact that they already knew each other so intimately and like had these connections with each other and would get into these kind of like close proximity situations and like you could feel their energy being like, I know what you feel like. And like having that layer of it added on to like the
Hmm.
physical scenes also really did it for me because I was like, ooh, like that just adds a whole other layer compared to like a regular romance where it might be the first time our characters touch. But in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
one, it's like they had all those memories, they had all of that history with each other, and it just like adds so much more to the chemistry. So that's what I really loved about like the physical tension in Happy Place. So Emily Henry did a great job with both of those.
Yeah, it was definitely a really interesting dynamic, like one, as you said, you don't usually see explored. And honestly, second chance romances, they don't always hit for me. Like, I'm not a massive
Mm,
I'm kind of like, oh, if it didn't work out on the first time, like, why
yeah.
are you trying again? But in saying that, a lot of them are like high school romances, and then they're in their 20s now and they're trying again in their 20s. Like, it's those kind of situations. Whereas I feel like this one was it was an actual relationship. Like, it was such a deep,
Yeah.
meaningful relationship. And I feel like exploring that idea of why you loved someone in the first place, so like, and kind of reigniting that spark is, I would love to read more, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
especially I feel like, as you know, when you've read so many romances, it's nice to feel a little bit different, see different types of connections. Okay, this next one we kind of disagree on as well, I'm not gonna lie. But this is Bride and honestly Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Now,
Mm.
am I saying that this is the best
Peak
spicy book I've
literature.
ever read? No. But I'm not going to lie to you. I like Ali Hazelwood's spice. I do like her spice. Sometimes I do think it's a little bit much for me. Like, I'm like, okay,
Mm.
we've been at this for like 3 chapters now. We can step on the brakes.
Yep.
Like, and it does go on for a little bit, but the way she writes has never made me want to like skip over the spicy
Mm.
scenes or like, I don't know, like, and also I kind of cringe, but like in a good way. Like, I kind of just like laugh. I'm like, oh, like what? Like, because I feel like I can picture her writing that, and I know that she's a
Yeah.
very intelligent woman, and I know that she like knows what she's doing when she writes this like a particular sentence. Like, she knows what she's
Yeah.
doing, and I feel like it makes it that little bit more, I don't know, just like fun to read
Yeah.
rather than like, oh, this is
Yeah.
taking a very serious turn and like they're trying to be, the best you've ever read. Whereas like I feel like it's almost a little bit satire with her in the best way
Yeah.
possible. And especially with the Bride, like, with the Bride duology, I guess we'd call it so far, series.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Um, we're doing vampires and werewolves. Like, there is some I'm like, there's some kinky stuff going on in there. There's some weird stuff going on. And I don't think I could read it from anyone else. But when Ali Hazelwood writes it, it's just written in a way that like I can't
Yeah.
help but have fun reading it. And I just laugh.
Yeah, you could just picture her like cackling, like as she's
Yeah,
typing. She's just
literally.
like, like
She's like, I know.
it's so unserious. I will say though, like Bride, I did like I enjoyed Bride.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lot of fun. It was really more Mate that I was like, I don't know about
Yeah.
this one. Um, and with Bride, I think like the tension, like the build of the chemistry was
Mm.
really good for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
the moments like leading up were really good. In
Yeah.
terms of the spice, I was like, this is written really well. And yeah, it's like always a little bit bizarre. It's always like a little bit like, oh, did we
What
did
did I
we
just
just
read?
like did we just lick like
Yes.
like what was that wolfy thing that just happened?
I
But
will
like in a
say,
fun way.
Mate was definitely took it to the next level. Like I feel like Bride is almost feels a little bit more low key because
Yes.
Mate was very intense and it was very long. Like it just kept happening and happening.
Very
And I feel
long.
like if that was cut in half, I would have
Mm-hmm.
been like, read this right now. Like this is the best spicy book. But because it was so long, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I kind of need a break now.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
need
feel
to
like
get back to the real world.
Bride didn't become too much for me until like the very end, until
Mm.
like the last of the spice, and I was like, okay, we have stepped across a line that I have never stepped before. I am in uncharted territory.
Only Ali Hazelwood can do that.
Yeah. So that caught me off guard, but then yeah, Mate took it to like a whole other level, and I was like, oh, we're like the finish line of Bride is like where Mate started. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
pretty much. And I feel like if you went into Mate without reading Bride, then I feel like that's a jump in the deep end. So yeah, definitely a Bride's a good like ease into it, I guess. Still not that much of a stepping stone. Like it's pretty intense. But yeah, it's just something about the way, honestly, a lot of the spicy scenes that I've read by Ellie Hazelwood, it's something about the way that she writes it, whether I wouldn't say it's the most passionate or anything like that. Like, it's not like I'm getting butterflies in my stomach or something, but it's fun. Like, it's really fun. Like, and just, yeah, you just have a good time, honestly. It's not like going to make you go, icky, no, I'm not in the vibe, or I'm going to skip all over this. Like, it's, yeah. So love her for that.
This next one, I mean, I love all of these, but Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Oh, I loved this one so much. I think we all know what this one is about at this point, to be honest. But
Yeah.
like, it is a queer romance. We follow two royals who are, well, like one royal, one son of the president. So just
Yeah,
like
I don't know what
kind
you call
of
that.
whatever
High up.
political high up people, figureheads of the countries, as they get together. I don't know. It's a romance book.
I
But
like genuinely love this book to pieces. Like I don't think I have ever loved a romance book. Like a fun, like just a fun romance book, not necessarily like a super deep, not like an Abby Jimenez or anything like that. Like a fun romance book. I was laughing out loud at this book. And honestly, the movie, speaking of adaptations, I loved it.
Also
I loved
amazing.
the adaptation. Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Loved both of them. I think like, yeah, the banter was so good in these ones. I also think in terms of the spice, because we're talking about spice today, I think this was one of those books that really surprised me because there's a lot of spice if you think about volume, like because the initial like of them getting together was kind of like spice first, like physical first, like this is just a physical connection, whatever. So there was a lot of it happening, but I feel like it wasn't in such detail. It wasn't closed door, but it also wasn't so like I always use the term like gruesome or like gory.
No, I was about to say like there was more of like
Spice.
descriptive.
Yeah. It was more about like the intentions and the feelings, I think, like going into the spice and then like oddly closed door but not closed door at the same time. So like while there was a lot of spice happening, yeah, it just wasn't gory spice. Like what's the better term for that?
I'm sorry. I understand what you mean though. It's getting the message across.
Yeah, it's not gory. Are we talking about horror books here? What's happening?
Oh my god, it makes sense though. It really does.
It does. Yeah. So I think it was just like done well. Like this is the type of spice I like where it's you get that physical connection, you get that feeling of it, but like you just don't need to know every single like where is your finger? Like where are you like I don't need to know it. I can use my imagination.
Yeah, we have an imagination. Like that's the point.
Yeah.
And I feel like when like a writer like stimulates that imagination, like in a way that like you don't have to explicitly say it, that's when I love it the most. Like, it's not this happened and then we did like, I'm like, okay, great. Use a metaphor, please. Like,
yeah. Like we don't need the play by play. But yeah, it takes skill to get that amount of spice across without it being so in detail. And Casey McQuiston does that really well. So,
Yeah, 100%.
yay. Love it.
Our last one, actually, we both had this on our list, just like different books in the series, but as a whole, the Kindred's Curse saga, The Spark of the Everflame, by Penn Cole. This is, I'm sure you guys know, we talked about it the other week, it is a romantasy series. Honestly, I love, like, this is probably one of the only fantasy romance series that I'm reading. A big part of why I'm reading it is for the romance, because I love the romance line, and Luther as a main male love interest, like the best thing since Resend, honestly. Like, well, maybe not that high, but like, you know, he's a very, like, for me, there's usually a few things that will turn me, like, I'm like, oh, I'm not really into you, for like, especially that kind of classic romantasy love interest. There's always going to be something where I'm like, but for some reason, I feel like it was his compassion, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, he actually has empathy, which is really nice.
We're not asking for much, guys.
Yeah. He cares. That I do love that. I love that. And I think the spicy scenes in this as well, they were done really well. They weren't there just for the hell of it. Like, they weren't just there because they could be there. It made, like, it was a good lead up. I felt like the interactions went really well. The chemistry was great. I just think this is, like, if I'm going to recommend a fantasy romance, like, this is usually my go-to. If you want a slightly different one that not everyone has read, like Fourth Wing, like, obviously this is pretty popular as well. But if you like that kind of fantasy romance, I feel like you'll really enjoy Spark of the Everflame. Yeah, just a well-balanced fantasy romance.
Yeah, I feel like this is another one, like, obviously a very different book from Red, White, and Royal Blue, but another one where the spice was like that type of spice where you get it, like, you get a full spice scene, but you don't need to know where every single finger is. like it's more about the intentions, and like you get it, you get the caresses, you know, like you get the touches, but you don't need to know like where the beat of whatever
and like
is exactly.
I think the thing that really makes me put a book down is when they use certain adjectives for certain, like
what?
just instead of just saying it, like they use this bizarre word that I have never seen put in a spice scene before, and I'm like, okay, I can never see that word or that description. Like, this is something you'd hear in everyday life, and I can't unhear that. Like, now every time I hear that, I'm gonna like
give us an example, please.
Okay, well, one word that I feel like is used quite commonly is engorged. As soon as that word, and we also know that I don't like pairs, but anyway, there are a few words that as soon as they turn up in a spice scene, I'm like, nah, that's gross. No, I'm not reading it.
So, no purring, no engorgement. I don't like bead. Like, you know when they like when they describe like moisture as like bead or any type of like droplet bead. I don't
Again,
like that.
we have an imagination.
Yeah, we know it's wet.
I fear that is just anatomy.
Fear that just needs to happen.
Yeah. If anyone's happy about this situation is happening, we get it. We'll move on.
Yeah. Oh gosh, where is this episode going?
I know.
Are we right now?
We're really losing it. This is why we don't talk about spicy books, guys.
Oh god,
This is not our forte.
We're gonna have to hit the explicit checkbox on Spotify this week.
This isn't friendly for like under 16-year-olds.
This is our first explicit episode on Once Upon a Time Zone.
2026, bringing new things.
All right, I think that rounds up our list of spice ranks for today. We gotta go and take a cold shower.
Yeah, quite literally.
Oh gosh.
It is also like 36 degrees right now, and I'm like, this is not a good situation to be doing.
So you're not cooling down. I could just step outside and I'll be frozen.
You're good. Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We definitely had a unique time talking about spice books. And now
I hope it was
I fear
entertaining.
you know more about us than you used to. As a reminder, Patreon is now open, so if you guys want to join, take a look, get even more intimate, feel free. We're also here to answer any questions about it if you want, but yeah, also no pressure. We will be here every single week for free still, as always. But yeah, we're really excited about it. That being said, we need to wrap this up. So if you guys are still here listening to the end, thank you for listening wherever you are in the world or whatever time zone you're in.
Until next time, stay comfy and keep reading.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on socials for more bookish content.
Bye. See you next time.